The Great Gig in the Sky. Piano sounds great. Who's the piano player? Cool slide up. Hear this? Now we have stereo guitars. You hear that? Listen to that again. The slide up. Seventh chord.
And I am not frightened of dying. Any time will do, I don't mind. Why should I be frightened of dying? There's no reason for it. You've got to go sometime.
That's true. These slides are interesting because they're slightly dissonant. They start like on not the right note in the key, and then they like kind of slide up into it. This female vocalist is insane. And what blows my mind is the fact that they didn't have pitch correction back then. There was no pitch correction. There was no option for it. There was just recording different takes. And even that was hard because you had to splice tape back then, as opposed to like, you know, just let's do another, hit the R on the keyboard to start recording. Like, no, that's insane. Like, the quality of voice is insane. It's like a guitar solo with her voice. One thing I gotta say is the confidence of the singer. Like, you gotta know who you are as a singer to kind of go that, and as a person to kind of go that wild in the studio, because like you're just laying it all out there, and it probably looks silly to watch if you're not feeling the moment. Like if you're just watching as a bystander, it looks probably ridiculous, but like you still gotta be so confident in yourself that you don't care what it looks like. You're just putting it out all out there. Crazy pitch. Transitions of instruments are so good. Big reverb. Looking up Clare Torry. Unbelievable voice. Unbelievable. It's insane. She's literally playing her voice like an instrument, like you play a guitar. It's crazy, man. The space that they leave, man, is really remarkable. What you're hearing is something called a retardando. It's slowing down. To retard, and I think it's either Latin or Italian, means to slow down. So they're slowing down the tempo. They're still playing the same thing, but just a slower tempo. Incredible vocalist, man. Unbelievable. Okay, so I was so unbelievably impressed with her vocals. I googled Clare Torry's name, and a couple of interviews came up, and I just want to see what she has to say about the Great Gig in the Sky. This is one right here. Let me pull this up really quickly for you guys so you can see this too. I'm just super curious of what she has to say about this. Let's see, we got Clare Torry, Gig in the Sky. Oh, is this I want to see an interview.
That's what we're struggling to find.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I went up to Abbey Road. I had no idea what it was. Nobody told me. I didn't know whether I was going to walk into the studio. There was going to be a choir, 2 other girls, 3 other girls. No idea. So I walked into the control room, and the band were there, and they proceeded to explain to me that they were doing this album. It was nearly finished, and the concept of the album, birth and death and everything else in between, and they played me the backing track, and I said, well, what do you want? And basically they had no idea.
It's crazy, man. It's craziness.
So I thought, oh, fine, lovely. And when I look back, I was fairly new to this sort of world, you know, and probably quite naive. But anyway, I listened to the track a couple of times, and I personally had no idea what to do or what they wanted. So I said, I think the best thing for me is to go into the studio, put the cans on, and have a little go and see what happens. So I started off by going, oh, baby, baby, yeah, yeah, baby, baby, which is what one tended to do for sort of scat sort of singing. And they said, oh, no, we don't want any words. Well, that really stumped me. So David Gilmour came.
Which is really interesting, because you're able to kind of still feel what she's trying to say without necessarily knowing words. You kind of leave it up to interpretation. So
David Gilmour came. I have to say that he was really the one that directed me. There wasn't a word from anybody else.
Yeah.
As far as I can remember. And so David said, would you like me to write out the chord sequence? I said, no. And it sort of happened when I thought, well, I really don't know what they want. I don't know, but okay, best feet forward, you know. And I thought, well...
How well did she know the band, though, is what I want to know. Like, is she some stranger coming in, or did she have a relationship, like, with working with them in the past, or how did it work?
But it's absolutely true that I thought, I have to pretend to be an instrument.
Did I not say that in my reaction to that song? Come on now.
That I thought, I have to pretend to be an instrument. And that gave me an avenue to explore. And so I started doing something. So we like that. So I said to Alan, okay, put the red light on, record this, because usually the first take is the best. And I started singing and did it. I went into the control room and they played it, and not a lot was said. And I said, oh, well, thank you very much. Goodbye. And left. And I was convinced.
As a performer, she's either being like, yo, that was crazy, I loved it, or yo, I'm never singing again, I'm so embarrassed. Like, you just lay it all on the line. You don't know how they can respond.
Goodbye. And left. And I was convinced it would never see the light of day, because they hadn't commented. They hadn't made any, do you know what I mean? They hadn't said great, awful, nothing. Great Gig is slightly different from the rest of the album.
I'd agree. Let me see if I could say why. Just sonically, there's a lot less synth work. It's a lot more organic. It's a lot more organic sound, I guess I want to say. There's a lot of other synths and dirty guitars and stuff in the other one. This is a lot more of an organic
I
sound.
think it is because there's an outside influence,
Interesting.
which is somebody else came in, happened to be me. It could have been, I don't know, could have been Vicky Brown, I don't know, or a saxophone player. But
Oh, that would have been crazy
with the
too.
voice, you get a whole different input, some different mindset, and I think that's perhaps why it stands out, because it is not the 4 people in the band that have totally done it. There's an outside influence.
The use of Clare Torry on that album is something that I think every female vocalist, whoever you are, has got to listen to and aspire to. You know, one day I will crack that whole piece and I'll just be the happiest person alive.
It's a taxing piece to
Yeah,
sing from beginning to end.
I bet it must have been. I guarantee you, she had to learn it after the fact. I bet she just played it, like sang it, and then after the fact, when they wanted her to play it live, she had to learn it. Because like sometimes when you're just shredding, when you're just singing, you're just letting it feel like you don't know exactly what you're playing. You're just letting your instrument play and go in one of your instrument and technique, and like then you have to go back and be like, oh, what did I actually do, and how do I do that? That's a hard work.
And in fact, I believe that when Floyd or Roger have, they don't always do Great Gig in the Sky, but if they have, the 3 backing vocalists do a third each,
Interesting.
which makes it less exhausting.
That's
This,
crazy,
the
man.
ultimate Floyd album, captured just the right blend of lyricism, inspired instrumental passages, sound effects, and genuine musical innovation.
That's amazing.